Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who follows history of America, you remember the vice president by the name Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney was so powerful that he led America in the war of Iraq. Without this powerful deputy, or sorry for that, because they refer to him as the vice president America. We don't have a deputy president, but a vice president. So this Dick Cheney is the one who led America to Iraq war. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because what we have in Kenya in the name of Gachagua is a Dick Cheney. So in this video, we are going to refer to him as Dick Cheney Gachagua, because if you ask me, the man is powerful. The man is alone unto himself. The man fears nobody. The man misses no words. And he's coming out very strongly as a tribal captain of the Gema nation. And he's doing this very, very much deliberately. And he's not hiding. When he was in Nyandarua, remember the way he talked in mother tongue. Remember the way that he said that he has no apologies, that the Kikuyus have no apologies of bagging many principal secretaries and cabinet secretaries. Again, he said that when it comes to the recruitment of teachers, the recruitment of police officers, and in the armed forces, he said the Kikuyus must dominate. Because according to him, the Kikuyus made William Samoei Ruto the president of the Republic of Kenya. There's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing wrong of making somebody become the president of the Republic of Kenya. Just like Raila Amolo Odinga made Mwai Kibaki the president of the Republic of Kenya. But you see, he did not make him, the Kikuyus did not make Ruto to be the president of the Kikuyus only. Because as far as we are concerned, as far as the constitution is concerned, once the election is over, then the president becomes the president of the Republic of Kenya. Not even the president of the party. But what we have here, Gachagua strongly believe that William Samoei Ruto should reward the Kikuyus. And let me say something here very clearly. It is not all the Kikuyus who are benefiting. It's just a handful. In fact, 99.9999% of the Kikuyus have nothing to do with William Samoei Ruto's appointment. Majority of us, for sure, are not going to benefit in any way. In fact, it is the relatives of these politicians who are going to benefit. And if you want to know this, you only need to look at the council executive who are nominated by the governors. You realize most of these guys were friends of the politicians. And that's why I'm saying that William Samoei Ruto is in a hurry to amend the constitution so that he can increase the number of women in parliament. Although, yes, there's that gender rule, but on the other hand, what we have is a president who wants to reward women who are so many outside the government. People like Margaret Wajiro, Bishop Margaret Wajiro of Nairobi. People like Kate Waruguru. People like Omaga. And many others. These are the people who will be nominated. So when Gachagua says that it is the Kikuyus who are going to benefit, I highly doubt. I highly doubt, because what they raise is that it is their relatives who are going to benefit. Again, when he was saying today that Sakaja should always consult him when it comes to making decisions, he said that they are not going. He's not going to sit down and watch as Sakaja try to drive business people out of Nairobi. And when you talk about Nairobi, you know we are talking about the Kikuyus, because majority of the businesses in Nairobi belongs to the Kikuyu. Majority of the business belongs to the Gema nation. And to be specific, they belong to the people from Kiambu, Murang'a, and Nyeri. Because even Kirinyagans are not very many. Even people from Nyandarua are not very many. Because what we have is now, what he's trying to do is to defend the interests of the Kikuyus. Because there's a feeling that from the business community that the Kikuyus are being harassed. Remember I said that business people in Kenya are very, very powerful. And you saw Amatagi saying that there are some cartels who are threatening him. In fact, he said that there are some people who want his head. The cartels who are in business. So what they raise is that the business people from Mount Kenya will always regroup, and I think they played a very big role when it comes to the impeachment of Waitito. If you ask me, I know Waitito started fighting the bar owners, and what they did, they were able to regroup, and before he knew, he had already been impeached. Because you only need to bribe the MCAs, because politicians are after their interests. Politicians are after money. So what we have here, Rigathi Gachagua want to consolidate power. And I think even William Samoei Ruto must be awarded the person. Because when you look at this man, when you look at Rigathi Gachagua, you see somebody who sees himself as the kingpin of the mountain, who sees himself as somebody who should always dictate. And I think that is why William Samoei Ruto is working very hard to gain ground in Baba's territories. That is why he was able even to camp in the western region, because he wants to have support from those regions. Because when you look at Rigathi Gachagua, you realize that there's a problem here. And I want you to observe this. If you are very keen observer of Kenyan politics, you realize there's one thing that is happening now. You realize the Kalenjins and the Kikuyus are not speaking in one voice. You realize that in most Gachagua's meeting now, these days, you really see the Kalenjin leaders. You really see the politicians. In Nyandarua, for instance, we don't see any Kalenjin leader, whether the CS or politicians, members of parliament, or the senators. They didn't come, by the way. And like Kipien's just there, you know. Rift Valley's just there. And if it were William Samoei Ruto, everybody would be there. But you realize that they are giving his meeting a wide berth. That is, Gachagua's meetings are being given a wide berth by the Kalenjins. Because they have realized that this man is one who is not pushover. And I think William Samoei Ruto is looking for handshake. When I said he was looking for handshake with Baba, a soft handshake, at least that's why he's looking for that office of the opposition leader, so that Baba can support him. Remember, I said one of the reasons why Uhuru went for handshake is because he knew he could not have survived impeachment if William Samoei Ruto was to impeach him, because that was in the offing, that was in the card. So that is one of the reasons I think the NIS were able to inform Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to go for Baba. And I think the same thing is happening here. Because Rigathi Gachagua is one person who can say anything without caring, without wondering. Because you see, what people need to know is that everybody pays taxes in this country. So when you start saying that the jobs belong to the Kikuyus, then you are wrong. Why then should you ask the people to pay taxes if they are not going to get the jobs? And again, when you look at this man who is going ballistic, tribalistic, you realize that the issue of national integration is in great danger. You realize that the process of building a nation is now in jeopardy, because what we have is a deputy president who don't see other communities like they are part of Kenya. You can imagine what would happen if he is the president. And I think when I look at this, Gachagua is in for bigger things. Gachagua is going to vie for the presidency. Although in the other video it said that I opined that he's not likely to vie for the presidency. I can now change my mind. You know, power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts completely. And this is what is happening. Because when we have somebody trying to ensure that nobody comes in between him and the Kikuyus, because what we have now, I think William Samoei Ruto cannot even be able to control the Kikuyus now because of Rigathi Gachagua. I think you can remember that when William Samoei Ruto used to visit the mountain, what used to happen is that people used to be very happy. People used to run towards him to welcome him in the meeting. It is no longer the case these days. Although reality has hit home that the Hustler song was just about a hoax. And this is what is happening, because the price of commodities has remained very, very high. Because you see now, if it is Sakaja, it means Sakaja must get permission from Gachagua to do anything in Nairobi. And I remember before he was even elected, I knew Sakaja would be in great danger. Remember also that Nairobi County is under Azimio. Remember, even the county assembly, majority leaders are from Azimio. So you can see a person who is in great danger. And he was asking the businessmen, mnataka nimketishe? Mnataka nimketishe niongee naye? And I think when you look at the tone, when you listen to the tone, you could see the anger, you could see the discomfort, you could see the dissatisfaction in his face. And this one tells that Gachagua is the one who says everything in this country. I think this man is even more powerful than the president. Yes, the power is the president. The president has the power as per the constitution. But now when it comes to raw power, what we call raw power in politics, it is Gachagua who is calling the shots. It is Gachagua who is determining the direction the politics of this country are going to take. The other thing is that now it is coming absolutely clear that the president must always consult Gachagua. The governors must always consult Gachagua, especially from the mountain. In Nairobi, there are so many things that they cannot be able to do without the support or the assistance or the approval of the deputy president. That's why I'm saying this is our Dick Cheney here. This is somebody who is here and he is fearless and he does not mince words because he thinks about the Kikuyus. His life ends and starts with the Kikuyus. And I think when the Kikuyus were supporting this guy, I think they knew him because Gachagua feels that this government belongs to the Kikuyus. And I think when he was in Nyandarua, he alluded to the same because he was telling people that this is their government. That's what he was telling the Kikuyu. This is their government. They are the one who made William Samoei Ruto the president, and therefore they are the one who are going to benefit the most. But I think hell is going to break loose after 2027. If William Samoei Ruto is going to be elected the president of the Republic of Kenya the second time, and if Gachagua will still be the running mate, I can tell you, I can bet here that hell will break loose. Because what we have is that William Samoei Ruto is likely to be beholden, will be taken hostage by Gachagua. Because you cannot keep on consulting your deputy all the time. And I think this is what happened between Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto during their first term. Because you remember, during the first term, William Samoei Ruto was very, very powerful. And that is how he was able to entrench himself in the mountain. Because the president will always send him to the mountain. And this way, he became a favorite to the people. Because Uhuru was not being seen anywhere. When you look at Rigathi Gachagua, especially when the president is not in the country, he is making what I call weighty decisions. Remember, this is the time he was able to occupy Harambee House when Mudavadi was expected to occupy some of the floors. By the time Ruto came back, he realized that Gachagua had occupied the whole building. Again, remember, this is the time he's saying that he must be consulted. When he went to Nyandarua, this is the time he's taking this. Remember, when the president is out of the country, automatically the deputy president becomes the acting president. And whatever decision he makes are binding. And he knows very, very well this. And I think there's some people who are advising him. And if there's somebody who is consolidating power, it is Rigathi Gachagua. He is consolidating every power. And that is, if you ask me, Rigathi Gachagua is the same person who was able to rope the Jubilee people back to his fold. And he's the one who is calling them. He's the one who is uniting them behind him. Of course, with a mission. Of course, with a purpose. This man is powerful, let me tell you. This man is tribal, let me tell you. This man will not mince any word when he is talking. This man is the one that to ensure that the Kikuyus interests are taken care of. He doesn't care about the other tribes, by the way. Let's truly be said. He just thinks about the Kikuyus. And I think this is wrong if you ask me. Because if you go outside the country, you are either an African or a white man. And the moment people realize this, the better for them. Because tribalism and its ugly face, it is something that doesn't augur well in the 21st century. I don't know what you think. But remember to subscribe to Guys Come and to the Tosman Black Africa. Kindly help us to reach 1 million. We can make it, surely. Give me at least 10 subscribers. We are so many. If you give me just 10 subscribers, we can hit 1 million. Kindly, my friend. And may you have a blessed Christmas. Bye-bye.